Hi everybody, I'm Chris Stankee, Sabian's Artist Relations Manager out here in Los Angeles. I worked with Neil Peart on the development of Paragon, along with our guys in the vault and a whole team of people. And I'm excited to tell you just a little bit about these cymbals today, what they're made of, how they're made, and the reason why. And it all starts with Sabian's B20 Bell bronze. All of our cast cymbals are made out of this particular bronze, and it's made of 80% copper mixed with 20% tin in order to make B20 Bell bronze castings. And they take these and they roll them out flat, and you notice already got a bit of a musical pitch. So they'll heat these back up, roll them flat, stamp in a cup, drill a hole, and then all the fine tuning and the goodness begins to happen to the metal. There's only so much you can do to B20 Bell bronze without it wanting to crack very easy or becoming too flexible and warping right away, and being able to take all the monster hits that a lot of these drummers dish out to these cymbals. So it's a tall order and requires a lot of technology, but also a lot of old world craftsmanship in order to make these instruments sound the way they sound. So where we started with Neil was the all-important ride cymbal, and it kind of became a general theme in the line for the particular sound he was looking for, several different construction techniques. And starting with the ride, we knew he wanted a high-pitched, lots of stick sound from the bow. He doesn't do a lot of crashing on the ride cymbal, so there wasn't a need to make it really open up so much when it was played on the edge. But he needed it was very specific about the tone of the bell of the cymbal. It had to be very musical, projecting, and very bright. And the way we were able to find what he was looking for is to hand hammer the bell, which you can see is different from the rest of these. And I'll show you the different hammers used in the Paragon series. There's the hand hammering that we use on the bell, and on the bow we use the traditional AA hammer, the little tic-tac hammer. Now there's two major ways you can change the sound of a cymbal, fine-tuning it by directing the vibrations. And the major way internally in the cymbal is by what hammer you use, because any portion of the metal that's been hammered, it changes the directionality and the pace that the vibrations travel through the metal at. And the other way is by lathing the surface. That's how we direct the vibrations that travel across the surface of a cymbal. When you hit the cymbal, if you've ever seen a cymbal in real slow motion, the stick just sinks right in and a whole wave goes around the entire cymbal, and then the sound you can imagine coming off the very edge of the cymbal and out. That's why we mic them from overhead, because the sound will travel off the bow like so and off the edge. If you put it right on the edge, it's going to overload most microphones, so usually you see it coming at an angle about like this with the overhead microphone. And sometimes, and we feel mistakenly, you will see microphones placed underneath the cymbal into the cup. Think of that as kind of the armpit of the cymbal. That's not necessarily where the best sound vibrations are coming from, and that's not the sound of the instrument that you want to capture in its whole. You want the whole cymbal, so that's why they're mic'd from overhead. So with the Paragon cymbals, we combine two different lathe patterns. You have the pinpoint lathe. I'm referring to just the little grooves in the surface. And on the underside of the cymbal, we have the traditional wide lathe. And what this does is, it's a combination of quick response, high end, and long sustain. The quick response comes from the shallow pinpoint lathes. When you hit the cymbal, the vibrations just gliss across that surface. The wide lathe, the vibrations have to crawl over these peaks and valleys, so they're withheld in the cymbal concentrically in a circle longer, giving you more sustain and a little more high end. Now the trade-off is usually, like in our AA line, if you were to take an AA medium crash and strike it at a very soft volume, what you will get is a bell tone and a little bit of a pitch, which is not necessarily desirable. You have to hit the cymbal harder in order to get it to open up. So what we did with Paragon And what Neil's specifications were that it be very dynamic, that you can hit it soft and it doesn't give you that manhole cover feel and sound. It opens up right away, but it can also project to the 20,000 people in the audience. And that's what these cymbals were designed for, is to be played in arenas, very loud rock shows. We controlled the vibrations on the surface of the cymbal with the pinpoint lathe. On the underside of almost all the Paragons, you'll find the wide traditional lathe. And it's a heavy cymbal, it's almost 9 pounds. And it's got a really bright bell. And the great thing about that bell is it gets the whole cymbal to open up. Usually on a heavy cymbal you don't necessarily get that.